Alright guys, the next thing we're going to do is we're going to learn how to go from Rhino to Revit and then back again. So many of the things that we're designing at any moment sometimes makes a lot of sense to do in Revit, and as you're learning it, some things just don't make any sense to do in Revit. It's easier to go into Rhino and then do it there and then bring it back in. So we're going to talk about that. Some of this might get a little redundant with the lamp. Some of it will be brand new, so just bear with me. Okay, so to do that, there's basically, if you want a 3D model from Revit to go into Rhino, you need to be in a 3D view. So just pick up one of your axons, click on that, and then go up to File and Export and go to CAD, and then let's just go to the DWG, and within that we'll get you want to hit these three dots here to modify export setup. We need to change a couple of things. This stuff, all these layers, Revit's really brings in a lot of stuff. I usually do not touch this, but you can kind of change it if you have some kind of exporting that your office would like. So that could be just when you go to a firm, kind of things you need to think about. Solids, solids. I'm gonna probably go to ASCII solids. Polymesh is possible, and sometimes you want it, but if you can get away with just having the solids, because essentially what I'm trying to do is just have a base model that I can locate my design in the world. So I probably don't want to go polymesh. You also do remember anything that you have hidden will not export with this. So if you end up getting a lot of stuff because you put in furniture and you put in a lot of things and you get into Rhino, it's really heavy, you can just turn off your furniture, just leave the walls and the floors and ceilings or something like that on, and that's all that's going to export, as long as that's the only thing showing. In my model currently, I have the lights are going to be showing, so that's fine. We'll see what that looks like. Okay, units. Remember, whatever this unit is you're exporting to, that's the unit you want to use for a Rhino file. So if you want to use feet, you would click it here. I'm going to stay in inches. I probably regret that, but I'm going to keep it default. General, the only thing you really need to worry about is changing this format to 2007. It doesn't like some of the, you would think it would be fine with, these are pretty old formats, but 7 seems to be the most stable. So I'm going to say OK now, and just hit next and see what we got. Okay, so now we just got to find a place for this. Yours will be different than mine. Yeah, I'm just going to call it that test room DWG. That's all good. Yes. Okay, now we're going to open up Rhino. I'm using Rhino 7 still. Some of you might be on 8. I can't wait to open up my 8, but I don't know if you all have it, so I thought I would just keep it in 7 just so everything's kind of accessible. Okay, so I'm going to insert this model and find it. And it's really up to you. If you plan on changing it, bringing it back, changing it, bringing it back, I mean, you'd probably go embedded linked or linked. For my purposes, I'm just going to go embedded because I'm going to do this once. This is important. I would turn off the insertion point that's going to mean it's going to come in at 000. That's really important. So when you export something out of this, it'll just kind of land in the model exactly where you want it. So do not have a prompt for that. Um, Uniform is fine. Again, no prompt for scale because you want to keep it the same scale. I think everything else looks good. Um, you never know. If you want individual objects because you plan on kind of tweaking something with the Revit model, just realize that you're not going to really change the Revit model. You're going to change what it looks like in Rhino. So I'm just going to keep it as a block instance because I just want this to be kind of a basically a composition of the room that I can design toward or with. So I'm going to say okay. And I'm just going to assume all the defaults are good. Okay. So now I have within this um, a really kind of what looks like a very colorful model. Um, and I'm totally getting used to orbiting and Rhino instead of Revit. So I'm going to be making that mistake for a while. You can change these colors if you want to kind of like just kind of get it a little bit more monochromatic and not so whatever. So I just select them all. If you now I can't really differentiate between them, so I'm not sure if that was a great idea, but anyway, I'll keep it like this. Um, I'm gonna also change it to shaded, so wireframed, and and this is where I can't hide one thing now. If I'd brought it in as objects, then I could. So that's a kind of a question for you all to decide. What I will do is I think I will end up putting on a clipping plane and turning it on um, in perspective mode there, so I can kind of see inside of this thing. Okay, so what we're going to do kind of relatively simply is we're going to create a some kind of ceiling, custom ceiling. So, well, I'll put that in the next video.